Glo, and welcome to Glo's Kindred Kitchen. Today we're going to be making corned beef, and we're going to be doing this for St. Patrick's Day. And I usually make mine in my crock pot, and I put it in the morning before I go to work. So I thought I would do that today for you. I've also done it in the past on the stove as well as in the oven, and they all turn out very well. So let's get started. First of all, I'm going to remove my lid from my crock pot. And I went ahead and I took my corned beef out of my package. When I buy corned beef, I usually get the point cut. And the reason for that, it has more marbling in it, and it has a lot more flavor, I think. So, and I purchased a small one because it's just the two of us that are going to be eating this. So I have one that's about 2 3/4 pounds. And this is it here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to, first of all, it comes with a little seasoning packet, and you can actually sprinkle it over the corned beef and cook it that way. But I have found if I put it in a tea diffuser or any kind of a diffuser, then those spices don't get throughout everything when I go to later on to put the vegetables in, because not everybody likes to have those spices in with the veggies. So I'm going to go ahead and cut the corner off of this, and I have a little trash basket over here I put my trash in. And this is my tea diffuser. So what you do is you just a sec. You just pour it in. I usually use one of these, and I have, like I said before, I have a larger one, and I use it even when I'm brining my turkey and stuff. So I'm going to go ahead and just set this down here for the moment, and I'm going to take my corned beef. This is my corned beef. There is fat on it, but you want that for added flavor. I'm going to go ahead and set that in here, and I'm going to do it fat side up. I'm going to wash my hands for a moment. I always have a sink of warm, sudsy water so I can keep things clean. I'll put this in here too to get that out of the way. So now all you have to do, and let me move this forward so you guys can see what I'm doing. Move these out of the way. I'll turn this around. First thing I'm going to do is I have 8 cups of water, and I'm just going to pour this over the corned beef. There we go. And you're just going to add the tea diffuser that has the spices in it, and you just put it in here. And then we're going to do it for 8 hours today. So you hit your cook time. This is at least the way my crock pot works. And I'm going to, 4 hours and 6 hours is considered high. And I'm going to do it on 8 hours, which is the first low setting. So mine actually has 4 settings because you can go up to 10 hours. And whatever selection you hit, when it's done, like if it was 4 hours, at the end of 4 hours, it would go to warm. So I'm going to let this cook here now for the 8 hours, but about 6 hours, I'm going to be adding my potatoes and my carrots and onions and cabbage to cook with this for the final 2 hours. So now all you have to do is just put your lid on, and we're done for 6 hours when I put the veggies in. So anyway, thank you for coming, and I'll see you in a while. Bye! Hi, welcome back. Well, our corned beef has been cooking in our crock pot now for about 4 hours. And it's been very hard for me not to want to come over here and open this lid the whole time. But I've stayed away from it, and as you can tell, there's been a lot of condensation on the lid. And it's bubbling away in there, which is a very good sign. So in the meantime, I had time. I went ahead and I peeled 2 Idaho potatoes, 2 carrots, and I cut those up in bite-sized pieces. And then I had a half a stick of celery that I cut up in bite-sized pieces. And I did about a half a cup of turnip in really small pieces. And then I also cut up about 3 cups of cabbage in bite-sized pieces. And what I did, since I did it ahead of time, is I covered it with water. And the reason I did that is so that the potatoes, which I on purpose put in the bottom of this, would not brown. Because potatoes, if you do not cover them with water after you've peeled and cut them, will turn brown prior to cooking. So right now what I'm going to do, before I do anything else, is I'm going to drain the water off of this so it's ready to go. And then what I do is I leave just a small slit there in between the bowl and the lid. And I'm going to go ahead and walk over here to the sink, and we're going to drain that. There. Now it's time to open the lid. So, and I always open this away from me, and my husband Richard is filming this today, so I'm going to open it up away from him as well. But you can see all that steam coming off. And oh, does that look good.
And it smells good too.
So I'm going to first of all remove this corned beef from here before we start anything, because there's some scum in here that I would like to get rid of. And when I say scum, it's just the stuff that's left over while it's cooking, and we don't need that in our broth. But that is almost done. So I'm going to walk over here and get my trash basket that I always have, and I'm going to put it down here. And we're going to just put all that scum and stuff right into that. See what I'm talking about? We don't need that.
It's pretty scummy.
And here is the tea diffuser that has the spices in it, and we'll just take that out right now. We'll put it back in though. And I'm going to just kind of stir this up and get this stuff off the sides.
And where does that come from, Miss Foster, Miss Flo?
From the corned beef,
Just
as
from
it's
the beef?
cooking. So now we can see how that all just comes up with this strainer that I have. And you don't have to get it all, but it helps if you try to get as much as possible. Well, that wasn't too smart. Just floated right off. But by doing this, you're not wasting your broth either. You're just getting all that scummy stuff off. There. I think that's pretty good. Oh, I just saw some more floating down in here. And I do the same thing when I'm cooking beans or soup that has meat in it. I try to get all that scum out. There we go. So now let's just go ahead and put our veggies in, and then we'll put that corned beef on top of it. And yes, I did wash my hands before I came back and started filming this. I have my sink of warm soapy water right over there. But you can see the potatoes, the size that they're cut, and the carrot. And let me show you the size of the turnip. just so you can tell. And then of course the cabbage. It's about like that size. Oh, and there's the celery. Smells really good already. And by adding this to the broth as it's still cooking, these vegetables are going to add a lot more flavor to the broth. And the broth is also going to add flavor to the veggies because of the corned beef. So there we go. I'm just going to set this over here so it's out of the way. So now we got our corned beef. So I'm going to go ahead and put this diffuser back in there. And that has the spices in it that came with the corned beef. And then we have our corned beef here. We'll just set that right back down in there. Nestle it right down in there. See how easy that was? So now this is going to continue to cook for 2 more hours, and then we'll have dinner. So we'll see you back in 2 hours. Bye. Hi, welcome back. Our kitchen just smells so good right now. I wish you were here to smell this. It is just wonderful. I'm going to go ahead and lift the lid off of this. The stuff is just bubbling away with the corned beef and the cabbage and the carrots and onions and everything. But remember, I always lift away so that nobody gets a steam burn or anything. Wow, doesn't that look delicious?
Looks good, Miss Glow.
So let's go ahead and take out the corned beef first. Get that close to the crock pot there. And we'll set it down. Wow, that looks yummy. Let's see how this looks. Oh yeah. And there is the tea diffuser with the spices in it. We'll just pull that right out. Let the water run out of it. Or I should say the broth. Doesn't that look nice?
Looks good.
Oh, it smells yummy. I'm going to go ahead and move this over to the side. Let's take a look at this and see how this is. Let's see. Here, we'll just use this fork. Whoops, need to move that over to the side. Oh my gosh, is this tender. It's just falling apart. See how nice that looks? Oh yeah.
Looking good.
That looks delicious. And I was just checking to see if there was much fat there, and there is not. So I'm going to go ahead and take some of the veggies out of here. I'll put them on a plate. I'll take a couple pieces of this corned beef. It looks so good. Let me get a knife here. I don't even think I need a knife though, as tender as it is. I'll get a fork. Let me cut up a... Oh yeah, look how that just goes right through it, just like butter. That's what you want. Look at that. Perfect. Mmm. Oh yeah. St. Patrick's Day. Yum. You guys, you've got to try this recipe. If you've enjoyed this, please like and subscribe to our channel. We would really appreciate it. Thank you, and you have a wonderful evening. Bye.